And you thought that I was going to be late. Ha 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 ha. Too bad. I'm here. Wait, is it even working? Hey, YouTube. There it is. Okay. So, what's going on, guys? Ha ha. Oh, hope you guys. Can you guys hear my fan? The fan's going in the background. I got my afternoon coffee. I have a coffee in the morning, and a coffee in the afternoon. Mmm. You're having a Saturday sip instead of a Sunday sip. I have many things to tell you. Father, I crave knowledge. Hi, everyone. You can kind of hear the fan, can't you? Should I go turn it off? Maybe I'll turn it off. It doesn't matter that much. Hold on. I'll just go over here. Hup. There we go. How's that? Can you still hear it? Oh. Okay, I'm back. When you, at the, when you, the, yeah. The Thing. Ooh, where have you been? I haven't seen you in a long time, dude. Dev, this throws off my entire perception of the world. I'm scared and confused. What year is this? Am I dead? Room fan. Oh, God. Okay. Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome to the early weekly sip. Did Morbius flop on the second theater release? Oh, God, there's so many things. Okay. I know that people were like, it's Morbin time, and they were like memeing it, but then the movie actually sucks, and then they brought it back to the theaters and it sucked again. That's fucking funny. That's fucking funny. All right. Dev, some guy is playing video games with your girl. What's going on? Did that hurt? That's Dave, my editor. And the girl he was playing with was Dom, his girlfriend, and my friend. Not my girlfriend. My girlfriend's Naomi. What happened was that I was out of town for a while, and I just got back. So I left, I think, Wednesday night. I was off the grid, guys. I had no internet access. I kept my phone turned off. I just spent several days back in my hometown, in my sleepy hometown where nothing ever happens. One of those quiet towns where everybody knows your name. And I just went off grid and lived a quiet life. I helped my dad with some work. We fixed a car. I walked through the woods a bit. Had a little stroll through the forest that I used to hang out in when I was a kid. Part of it was cut down at this point. There used to be an old abandoned house out there that Dave and I would go and hang out in, but the house was torn down and the woods were cut down. But I still got to walk through the trails at least and kind of show Naomi some of the old haunts from my youth. That was a fun time. Um, went to the old diner that I used to like to go to in high school. It's a little greasy spoon that makes some really good food. Decided to take her there, show her what was going on. Um, it's a quiet town. It's a peaceful town. It's full of drug addicts now, and some of the businesses are all like closing up, and like it's not a great town, but it was nice to get away for a bit. It was it was nice to get away from the internet for a few days, take a vacation, and it was also kind of sad because it's like I said, all the old haunts had closed down. Lots of people had moved on. My parents are getting older, and sometimes it's hard. It's hard to watch your parents age when they start to get into their 60s. You know what I mean? You always look up to them as being some. Even if you don't like your parents that much, there's still this idea that they're bigger and stronger and more knowledgeable. And yet, there comes a time, generally when you're in your late 20s, early 30s, that stops being the case. And I think everyone has to reckon with that eventually. So no. While I was gone, Dave and Dom were streaming on the gaming channel without me. So no, there was not some guy playing video games with my girl. He was streaming while I was offline. Dave is my co-host on the gaming channel, and he is my editor for SFO. Did you see the recent debate between Sargon and Sitchin Adam? Yes, and I have a lot to say about it, but the TLDR is almost all of their problems are caused by them talking past each other because Sargon's correct, he's just very bad at saying it. Yeah, criticism of liberalism is Adam's trigger. It definitely is. And liberalism has some critiques, for sure. Oh, trick over. You're like a fan art thing, eh? Well, I'll look at it. Maybe I'll do fan art next weekend then. Also, I guess in that same vein, the main. Hold on. I stopped scrolling the chat and I missed a bunch of things. Oops. I am wrong for $5. Why does femicide assistance for political reasons? Femicide? You mean killing women? I don't know what you mean. Thank you for the donation, though. Dave is the girl. Oh, okay. Dev, thank God you're back. I got tired of bullying my roommate. I can bully you again. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I want to own a house someday too, Dio Brando. I just don't want to live in my hometown. I didn't like it. I don't like it there. Karma's camera. I'm gonna do the state of play tonight on the gaming channel with Dave. Oh, by the way, guys, here's your gaming channel link. Go follow it. I'll be streaming there tonight with Naomi. We're gonna do the state of play that I missed while I was out of town, and we're gonna beat Kina Bridge of Spirits because we're at the very final boss. Trans conservative waifu. Based. Homicide is killing women. Hold on? Trans conservative waifu. That literally sounds like I have met like a number of trans women who just want to be like trad wives, and they want to like own a farm and have kids and be a mom and just get cream pied by their strong husband all the time and let him take charge of everything. But they also have penises. It's like, oh, okay. Dev for $5. Hey, it's me. Do you plan on doing a USA midterm election live stream in November? Yeah, sure, why not? Sounds good. I could do that. Yes, I want to be a trad wife. Also, cat ears and maid outfits. Listen, this isn't the Nick Fuentes zone, okay? Apparently, that Nick Fuentes trans porn on the phone shit ended up being fake. Yeah. Anyway, yes, I was gone, which is why I uploaded Doomer's vid for the Thursday video instead of making one of my own. He wanted to leave the internet. I needed a spot on my channel for the upload schedule, so he got it. Fuck off with this. Fuck you. Hide. Nuked. Anyway, and while I was gone, Dave streamed. He streamed Wednesday night, Thursday night. He then went over to Dom's house for the not her house. She has an apartment. Went over to Dom's apartment, and Dave will be there till Monday. And actually, on Monday, guys, we're playing that incredible SJW very pro-trans game, Tell Me Why, where there's like twins and one of them's trans, and it's kind of a strange situation because they also have psychic powers. Because it's free for the month of June, so we're just gonna fucking. I don't want to buy that piece of shit, so we're just gonna play that on the gaming channel. So I have to. Sorry, it's been. I'm kind of mentally drained at the moment. But anyway. I was gone. I came back. New videos are being made. However, I'm going to be busy tomorrow morning with some more IRL shit. So I can't do the sip tomorrow morning, so I'm going to do the sip right now. Right now. Hope you don't mind. So thanks for being here. But I hit at 41%. Fuck off. Jesus. Tell Me Why is also a Backstreet Boys song, yeah. Yeah, we're going to be making Backstreet Boys jokes the whole fucking time. But that playthrough starts on Monday. And tonight, Naomi and I on the gaming channel, we beat Kena Bridge of Spirits. It has been a bit of a very, like... It's been a very offline week for me. Between just doing some shit IRL that needed to be done, like some paperwork and some like other like boring errand stuff, then leaving town for like 3 days, and then then coming back, and then I have to do more shit tomorrow, so I can't even do the sip at the right time. This is kind of a bit of an oof week. Oh, and also, guys, next week I'm probably going to be I'm probably going to be a little bit light on the SFO videos, because next week I'm going to be doing the E3 show on the gaming channel. So like, you guys better show up for the E3 show. You guys better show up for that E3 show, guys. There's going to be at least one on the 9th and one on the 12th, and probably a few in between. Because even though the official E3 thing is canceled, the official like E3 event, everyone's still doing their streams anyway. Everyone's still doing all their conferences, so fuck it. I guess we're doing E3. So yeah, be around next week for E3. You know what? I might even promote Game Boomers a bit and stream it on the main channel. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? Maybe I will. How's the garden? Garden's doing very well. Thank you very much, Junior Jandal, for 10. Thank you. E3 was canceled, but it's back. like the original, like the actual like E3 company, like the people who run the expo, they canceled it. But everyone's doing all of their conferences on their own anyway. So it's still going to be E3. Everyone have their coffees? Very good. So basically, it's going to be like a busy fucking week for the next... It was a busy week for the past week. It's going to be a busy week for the next week. Oh, I'm already getting ready to collapse. When's the E3 stream? At 12, I worked for 12 hours. Damn. There's going to be like the 12th is going to be all day. Actually, maybe I can just pull it up. E3 schedule. You know what? I'll talk about the E3 schedule when it comes time to do the actual show. Like the main show, the articles. How did you guys like Vosh is unironically evil, by the way? How'd you guys like that stuff? That was Doomer's first and only decent video. That's not fair. He made other videos that were good, but they just didn't take off. And he wants to leave politics behind. He wants to just make another channel where he does only movie reviews, and so good for him. But he wanted to keep the video. The only reason he didn't delete his channel and his video is because he wanted that video to stay up because he believes it's important, and so do I. So I said, listen, if you want to delete it, I'll put it up on my channel. I'll host it. I don't care. That's what I did. Today is Killdozer Day. That's what I heard. Is it time? E3 is like Netflix now. All the companies have their own showcases, so it has nothing left and it's losing relevance. Yeah, I know, but like, man, I remember it's like 96 or 97 or something, getting a Nintendo Power, and they're talking about E3 in there, and like, I was like a really young kid, and I was like, oh my god, E3! You know, baby Devo. Look at all the new games they're announcing. Look at the N60, the Nintendo Ultra 64. That's what it was called back then. The Nintendo Ultra 64. Look what's being announced. This is amazing. Video games. And ever since then, I've always wanted to go to an E3. I've never been able to, you know? Doomer will still be a guest on Adam and Set. She just won't post under the Doomer Politics name anymore. Anyway, let's continue. So, if you want to support the channel, a $5 recurring monthly tip to Patreon, Subscribe Star, the YouTube memberships button, or the gaming channel's sub button, twitch.tv/GameBoomers. That'll get you into the $5 club. The bot will automate it, put you in there in Discord. If you send me $100 US to the PayPal, you'll be in there for life. Just send me the receipt. And of course, there is the P.O. Box. Send all your junk to the P.O. Box. I will open the packages on stream. I think we have 3 or 4 packages. As soon as I hit 5 packages, I open them on stream. So, remember the Wii U Showcase? Yes, so do I, dude. The Wii Showcase, the Wii U Showcase. Dev was that kid yelling about Nintendo 64. Nintendo 64! Yeah, man. Yeah, so absurd. A lot of these conventions have just become, like, really shit. I saw, like, Destiny today, like, earlier today, he was talking about places like VidCon and other places where basically streamers just go there now, or YouTubers just go there just to, like, talk to anyone who's important for a few minutes and then exchange business cards. Because everyone wants connections so that everyone can grow their channel, so that everyone can blow the fuck up. And it's like, it feels soulless. I don't live in Florida. No, man, I live in Canada. But yeah, like, it feels soulless, guys. Do you know what I mean? If you send Dev $100, he will ban you and keep your money. He brags about it on Game Boomers. Dude, Showa, I ban people who break the rules of the community, whether or not they send me money. I don't care about the money in that case. Follow the rules or you're out. You can send me $1,000. You can send me $0. I'll ban you if you break the rules. So you can't buy me. How about that? Okay. But yeah. Like, I've had a meme, not really a meme. It's been like a recurring joke that I've said, okay? A few times. I've said, listen, if your favorite YouTuber or streamer moves out to LA as the next step in their career, stop watching them because it's over. It's done. They're done. All right? I've since expanded that out to one, starting a streamer house or a content creation house. If he moves into one of those, it's fucking done. And two, no, I guess two, and then three, if he goes to a convention, not to see the fans, but to collaborate with other YouTubers. And they're all just changing business cards and trying to get in with other people and like going to these parties. Like, if that's the scene that your favorite YouTuber is part of, like, don't fucking bother. It's a waste. They're done. Okay? All right. Let us continue. Is this it? This is. Ottawa is in Canada. Yeah. What is Vancouver but a shittier LA? Actually, Vancouver is more like Seattle than LA. Oh, coffee, guys. Coffee. Okay. So, here is E3. The E3 schedule, okay? And on the gaming channel, I will be doing a lot of these things. So please consider watching it. In fact, you know what? I might even like switch over the gaming channel during the E3 stuff to stream on SFO rather than on Twitch. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. Would you guys be real angry at that? I don't know. But anyway, the state of play, it happened while I was gone, so I'm going to be doing this tonight, on tonight's stream in a few hours. Then Limited Run Games is on the 6th. I don't know if I'll do a stream just for Limited Run Games, because Christ, guys, Limited Run Games sucks. Then you have, on my birthday, June 8th, Black Voices in Gaming and the VR Showcase. These both sound cancerous as fuck. I don't know if I'll be I don't know if I'll be doing these. Yes. Oh, you would be angry if I did that. Well, fuck you. Then the big one is Summer Games Fest, which lasts several hours, hosted by Jeff Keighley. That's at 2 p.m. Thursday. And then Day of the Devs, that sounds fucking disgustingly stupid and terrible. The IGN Expo, I have no fucking clue what that is. Netflix Geeked Week. Like, these are things I just don't want to cover. I don't even know who Tribeca is. Okay, Guerrilla Collective. The Guerrilla Collective is actually like a straight up socialist panel for gaming, and it has like black nationalists on there, and they do like a lot of fight the power by making video games. It's that kind of shit, right? That's on Saturday the 11th. The Wholesome Games Direct and the Future Games Show, they're also here. Xbox and Bethesda, they're usually a pretty big show. They're on the 12th, and the PC Gaming Show is also on the 12th. So, I scheduled out time to do let's see, to do the Summer Games Fest, to do Xbox and Bethesda, and the PC Gaming Show, because those are the only big ones. The rest of them don't really matter all that much. They don't really fucking matter. But but yeah, I don't know if I'll do the rest of them, but I'll do at least those three, and I'll make sure to announce it or stream it on the main channel. If I don't stream it on the main channel, I will announce it for sure. Nintendo will mog all of them. There is rumors. Yeah, Nintendo's not on here. It seems like Devolver's not doing one, and Nintendo's not on here. However, there are rumors that Nintendo is happening Wednesday, June 8th. Because Directs seem to happen regularly on Wednesdays. And it's around that time when something's going to be doing one. So, we might have and also Nintendo seems to only announce their shit like a few days before. So we might end up having like a Direct on Wednesday out of nowhere. You need to watch the Guerrilla Collective. Oh god, is it going to be fucking awful? Yeah, Trizzle, same with me, dude. Like, it's really only Nintendo that interests me for E3 at this point. I want to see where the new Breath of the Wild's going. I want to see Metroid Prime 4. Wait, is Ubisoft even here? No Ubisoft, eh? Because Ubisoft, I would see for hopefully Beyond Good and Evil 2, because Christ. Hold on. Ubisoft 2022 E3. Do they have anything? E3's not happening this year. Check out the full not E3 schedule. Here's another schedule. 505 Games. Dude, shit's already happening like weeks ago. 505 Games did their thing. Like, Christ. Still no Ubisoft. Okay. You know what? Fuck Ubisoft. The only thing I care about from Ubisoft anymore is Beyond Good and Evil. Beyond Good and Evil 2. Square Enix isn't doing one this year. I think Ubisoft's not doing one this year. EA's not doing one this year. So I guess it's all fucking canned. So yes, that's the plan. So drop into the gaming channel. It's currently pinned. And you can say hi to me or not. Let's continue to this. George Washington University needs a new name, guys. Last year, George Washington University's Cloyd Heck Marvin Center, named after a segregationist, was renamed the University Student Center in response to student calls for a name change. The name change streamlined with calls for racial justice in a modern era, in which students across the country are demanding change. As our nation's history of slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, and other discriminatory practices towards African Americans have never been fully addressed or atoned for, these pleas for racial justice are a reflection of a shifting paradigm in American politics, in which compromise and intolerance are no longer an option. However, the renaming of the University Student Center falls short in addressing the main issues of systemic racism and inequality still present on campus. Racism has always been a problem. At the university's founding in 1821, enrollment was restricted to white men. In 1954, then university president Marvin employed numerous efforts to preserve segregation, arguing for a homogeneous group of white students. In 1987, black students organized to demand more visibility in predominantly black city where black students were outnumbered by huge majorities. Today, with black enrollment at about 10%, black students on campus continue to struggle for community. Despite alleged efforts by administration to enhance diversity, the admissions office continues to fail to ensure a student body with adequate minority representation. Black professorship remains no, especially in the university's International Affairs program. Limited black professors teaching African and African American courses, and the continued neglect of black academia and black professorship create a campus culture in which European studies and white perspectives are favored over black perspectives. No African languages are taught at the university, and calls for reforms are ignored. So blah 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 blah. You have to get rid of the Winston Churchill Library because people calling Winston Churchill a fascist are ridiculous. I've seen that too. But also, they have to get rid of the university's name, mascot, and motto, Hail Thee George Washington. It must be replaced. This is an article written on the Washington Post. It's on the Washington Post. Fuck, dude. Like, how? What the fuck? How stupid can you fucking be? How ridiculous. Yeah, let's see. George Washington University needs a new name. From the Washington fucking Post. Are you changing the name of your paper too? It's so dumb. These people think that changing names and like rewriting history, you know, the past must be destroyed because it's oppressive. This is like the whole like this is the timeless socialism where a thing must be like a theoretical perfection must be basically implemented and then pretended as if it's always there. Fucking stupid, dude. All right. The Boondocks reboot is not moving forward on HBO Max. I love the Boondocks, man. This was a hilarious show back in the day. Like this was really funny. Also, it's too edgy for stuff nowadays, but it was really funny. You got like some of you Zoomers in the chat. Do you guys remember Boondocks, or was that like that was in the? I think Boondocks was it came out like at the beginning of Obama's first term, so it was a while ago. And I remember thinking it was absolutely hilarious when I was in college. I thought it was so fucking funny. Huey and Riley Freeman will not make their return to the screen. The Boondocks reboot is no longer a go. In 2019, HBO Max had given a 2-season, 24-episode order to the beloved satire animated series from creator Aaron McGruder and Sony Pictures. The series was set to launch in the fall of 2020, with a 50-minute special. Also, I think the main reason is that the guy who played Granddad, he died. I never got into it. I've been told I have some Uncle Ruckus takes. Praise white Jesus. Dude, fuck, oh god, it was so fucking funny. It was in the Bush era. Oh, I thought it was in the Obama era, guys. Cuz they made a lot of like Obama related jokes in it. But yeah, like didn't they make a new season like a few years ago? And it really sucked. They brought back like Stinkmeaner as a robot or a clone or something. It was fucking stupid. Hold on. Boondocks. Doombox 2005 series, eh? Okay, let's see. Season 1, 2005. Season 2, 2008. Season 3, 2010. And Season 4 was 2014. Damn. I thought that the 2014 was relatively recent. Jesus, I guess time's flying, eh? The original creator dipped out at season 3. Yeah. Just coming for season 4. Yeah. Anyway, it's a funny show, but I know that they had decided to come back with more. I don't know if it was like a continuation or a reboot. They were coming back with more on HBO, but it didn't go forward. So, HBO Max's new Boondocks would have followed the adventures of self-proclaimed civil rights legend Robert Grandad Freeman and his 2 rambunctious grandsons, Huey and Riley. The family has recently moved to an idyllic community in suburban Maryland, only to see it taken over by the tyrannical Uncle Ruckus and his bizarre neo-fascist regime. Life under Ruckus turns out to be an everyday struggle. What the fuck? This sounds terrible. Hold on. Uncle Ruckus is going to be... He's going to be a fascist? Okay. Maybe that's why I didn't fucking go forward. The Boondocks revival was taken out to the marketplace in spring 2019 and was confirmed by Sony Pictures Animation at the Annecy Festival in June of 2019. HBO Max immediately emerged as the most likely home for the new series because of Warner Media's history with the franchise. The original Boondocks animated series, based on the comic strip created by Magruder, aired on the company's Adult Swim from 2005 to 2014. And he won a Peabody Award. Oh, good for him. Magruder was set to return as the showrunner and serve as executive producer. But I guess it all fell through. I hate to say this, right now the show is not coming back. I've been wanting to do the show in Sony, and they decided they're going to pull the plug. Hopefully one day we'll be able to revisit it. I wish the show was coming back. Rip. Yeah, Uncle Ruckus was like a black-white nationalist. It's funny as fuck. Okay, so no more. You know what? Kind of sad, but I'm pretty sure they would have just raped it anyway, so no more of that. MIT, Harvard scientists find AI can recognize race from X-rays, and nobody knows how. Oh, okay. Let's see if I can zoom in. A doctor can't tell if somebody is black, Asian, or white. Look at these capitalizations. What the fuck? You fucking racist. Just by looking at their X-rays. But a computer can. Oh my god. I can't wait for racist Tay to come back. The study found that an artificial intelligence program trained to read X-rays and CT scans could predict a person's race with 90% accuracy. But the scientists who conducted the study say they have no idea how the computer figured it out. When my graduate students showed me some of the results that were in this paper, I thought it must have been a mistake. I honestly thought my students were crazy when they told me. At a time when AI software is increasingly used to help doctors make diagnostic decisions, the research raises the unsettling prospect that AI-based diagnostic systems could unintentionally generate racially biased results. For example, an AI with access to X-rays could automatically recommend a particular course of treatment for all black patients, whether or not it's best for that specific person. Meanwhile, the patient's human physician wouldn't know that the AI based its diagnosis on racial data. The research effort was born when scientists noticed that an AI program for examining chest X-rays was more likely to miss signs of illness in black patients. We asked ourselves, how can that be if computers can't tell the race of a person? Crazy. The diagnostic images examined by the computer contained no obvious markers of race like skin color or hair texture. Crazy, dude. I wonder how they're doing this. Once the software had been shown large numbers of race-labeled images, it was then shown different sets of unlabeled images. The program was able to identify the race of people in the images with remarkable accuracy, often well above 90%. Even when images from people of the same size or age or gender were analyzed, the AI accurately distinguished between black and white patients. Here's another fucking bot. Get out of here. I'll be racist against bots on this channel. The scientists remain baffled, but they suspect that it has some. Oh my god! It's Naomi, guys. Hey, Naomi!
What?
I'm currently live. Say hi to the chat.
Hey, Chad.
Okay, what do you want? I don't have much time. What's going on?
I wanted to see if you wanted chips.
No, don't get any.
Fine, I won't get chips. Okay, that was all.
Hold on. Wait. Naomi.
What?
Okay. Don't pick up any food. I already have fucking dinner ready.
I saw your text.
Well,
That's why I was asking.
don't get anything.
That's why I called and asked and didn't just bring it home.
Okay.
Okay.
Put her on.
Bye. I love you.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye, Chad.
Okay, so you guys are going to see more of Naomi tonight, because we'll be streaming tonight the end of Kena Bridge of Spirits in the gaming channel. So click that link that's pinned in the chat. Okay. Anyway, apparently, perhaps the guess is that X-rays and CT scanners detect higher melanin content of darker skin, and then they embed the information in the digital image in some fashion that human users have never noticed before. It's possible, right? Who knows? No, I don't want Naomi buying more fattening food. We're eating food tonight. Oh, I didn't say I love you back? Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Anyway, I don't think... Yeah, there's not much more to this, really. It's just that AI can detect race from X-rays, and people are confused. Maybe because there's differences between the races. Come on, chat. Jesus. Okay, anyway. An armed female bystander kills a man firing at a party in West Virginia. Damn. A U.S. woman has fatally shot a man who opened fire on a crowd of people with a semi-automatic rifle in Charleston, West Virginia. Dennis Butler, a 37-year-old with an extensive criminal history, was killed after he targeted a group of 40 people attending a birthday party. Police spokesman Tony Hazelet said the woman's quick reaction saved lives and may have prevented a mass shooting. Dennis Butler had driven by the area earlier on Wednesday evening when he was warned to slow down because children were playing. He returned, armed with an AR-15, and opened fire from his vehicle on the birthday graduation party outside the apartment complex in the city. Mr. Hazelet told a news conference that the woman who fired back did not have any law enforcement background, and she has not been identified. She's just a member of the community who was carrying her weapon lawfully, and instead of running from the threat, she engaged with the threat and saved several lives. The woman remained at the scene after the shooting and is cooperating with investigators. Charges will not be filed against her. Butler was found dead at the scene from multiple gunshot wounds. It is not yet clear how Butler obtained his weapon, which he was not legally allowed to carry as a felon. Damn. Now, of course, do not expect this story to take off or this woman to be lionized as a hero, because there's currently a very big anti-gun push in the States right now. And you don't want to show what might happen if someone actually does have a gun and uses it properly. New York High Court to determine if a Bronx Zoo elephant is a person. She has 4 limbs, expressive eyes, and likes to stroll through greenery in New York City. Happy by species is an Asian elephant. But can she also be considered a person? Is she transhuman, I guess? That question was before New York's highest court on Wednesday in a closely watched case over whether a basic human right can be extended to animals. The advocates at the Non-Human Rights Project say yes. Happy is an autonomous, cognitively complex elephant, worthy of the right reserved in law for a person. The Bronx Zoo, where Happy resides, says no. Through an attorney, the zoo argues that Happy is neither illegally imprisoned nor a person, but a well cared for elephant, respected as the magnificent creature that she is. Happy has lived at the Bronx Zoo for 45 years. The state's Court of Appeals heard arguments over whether she should be released through a habeas corpus proceeding, which is a way for people to challenge illegal confinement. The Non-Human Rights Project wants her moved from her 1-acre prison at the zoo to a more spacious sanctuary. She has an interest in exercising her choices and deciding who she wants to be with, and where to go, and what to do, and what to eat. And the zoo is prohibiting her from making any of those choices herself. The group said that in 2005, Happy became the first elephant to pass a self-awareness test, repeatedly touching a white X on her forehead as she looked into a large mirror. The zoo and its supporters warned that a win for advocates at the Non-Human Rights Project could open the door to more legal actions on behalf of animals, including pets and other species in the zoo. If there's going to be an entire rewrite and a granting to animals of rights they never had before, shouldn't that be done by the legislature? Kenneth Manning, an attorney for the zoo operator, asked the judges. Crazy. I mean, they kind of continue to... Jesus Christ, what a long fucking empty article. It's just more of like redoing the same thing, like this elephant. But anyway, what do you guys think? Should the elephant be given human rights? It's kind of ridiculous, honestly. I mean, if we're going to be giving human rights to things that are intelligent enough to have them, such that they can suffer and understand their position, like that first of all, that doesn't apply to children, and secondly, that does apply to elephants and dolphins and AIs sometimes. Like, and I mean, imagine if we meet aliens. Would we give aliens various rights, or rather, would we respect their rights? I mean, they're intelligent. It's very tough. It's very tough to think about. I'm a Ukrainian refugee who ran off with a married man who took me in. I could see how unhappy he was with his wife. Look at that face. She's like, yeah, I know what I fucking did. I know what I pulled off. I wonder though, is this like a... Is this going to be like an anti-immigrant article? Like, those Ukrainian women are stealing all of our British men? Or is it going to be more of like a, look how awful British women are? Which one's it going to be? Sophia Karkadium, 22, was welcomed into the Bradford home of Tony Garnett, shared with Lorna and their children. Damn. But just 10 days later, the security guard Tony, who's 29, announced that he and Sophia are in love, and they promptly moved into his mom and dad's house together. His girlfriend, Lorna, 29, has been left absolutely devastated by the decision. Sophia, who fled the city of Lviv at the start of the war, says that she now feels safe with Tony in the UK. As soon as I saw him, I fancied him. It's been very quick, but this is our love story. I know people will think badly of me, but it happens. I could see how unhappy Tony was. And Tony said the pair are now dreaming of their futures together. We're planning the rest of our lives together. We're sorry for the pain we've caused, but I've discovered a connection with Sophia like I've never had before. I know people will think that it's happened so fast, but Sophia and I know this is right. It began with a simple desire for me to do the right thing and put a roof over the head of someone in need, man or a woman. But it was Sophia who came into my life, and that's something I'll always be thankful for. Crazy. So, that's his previous GF that he had kids with, that he was apparently very sad with. And this is his based Ukrainian trad wife. What do you think? What do you guys think? Do you think that she's just going for a green card? It just kind of nuts, isn't it? Yeah. Tensions quickly built between them. Tony moved his 6-year-old daughter from her room into a bunk bed with her 3-year-old sister to make space, despite Lorna's objections. Tony and Sophia then grew closer before Lorna ordered her to leave. It was obvious from the start that Sophia and I just clicked. I speak a little Slovakian, and it's not dissimilar to Ukrainian, so I was able to make myself understood to her in her language. But if anything, that made things worse because Lorna didn't know what we were talking about. Sophia and I would sit and chat, have a drink, and watch TV with Ukrainian subtitles, sometimes after Lorna had gone to bed. We were getting along brilliantly, but at the time it was no more than that. Although I can see why Lorna started to feel jealous and resentful of her. Dude, just have the threesome, man. Why not? Sophia began accompanying Tony to the gym in Bradford, where they would work out together and then sit talking in his car at the top floor of the multi-story car park. I knew something was happening between us and that Sophia felt the same. It was something neither of us could stop. Okay, if you're an adult, you can stop. You can be like, oh shit, I have a crush on this girl, yet I already have a partner that I love. I need to stop hanging around with this chick. That's what you do. Coffee. Anyway. Arguments, jealousy. If she's going, I'm going. We both packed our bags and moved into my mom and dad's home together. The couple have started viewing properties, concentrating on trendy city center apartments, and I began applying for a permanent visa for Sophia. Uh-oh. Dude. I wonder if this person, after she gets a permanent visa, she'll just vanish. I don't know, man. This could go all sorts of different ways. 2-year-old orders 31 cheeseburgers after mom leaves phone unlocked. Dude, it's fucking awesome. Look at this kid. A Texas mother learned an important lesson about leaving her phone unlocked after her 2-year-old son accidentally ordered 31 McDonald's cheeseburgers from DoorDash. On Monday, Kelsey Golden, who works in media marketing for a school, was working on the school's annual yearbook on her computer at home. She was transferring photos from her phone to a computer when her 2-year-old son, Barrett, started yanking on her phone. Gordon explained that her son loves the camera feature on her phone. He likes to look at his reflection instead of playing games or doing other activities on the phone. But this time, Barrett didn't just stare at his reflection. Dev moment, fuck off. He was pressing the screen, swinging it around like his arm was a roller coaster. Then, Golden received a notification from DoorDash that her order was taking longer than usual, which was unusual because although she sometimes ordered DoorDash, that morning she had packed lunches. A work colleague furthered the confusion when she told Golden that her children were indeed eating their packed lunches at school, with no DoorDash in sight. Right as she said that, I was outside playing with Barrett on the porch, she said. A car pulls in and I was like, what? So I went over to it, and she gets out a giant McDonald's bag and is like, 31 cheeseburgers? That's awesome. Hold on a minute. At first, Golden said, she thought the delivery driver was at the wrong house. Then it dawned on me that Barrett was playing with my phone. I went back and looked at my phone, and an order was placed at that time. He was playing with my phone. Oh my gosh, he really did this. The accidental order was even more out of place because no one in her family likes cheeseburgers. So she posted on her town Facebook page offering free cheeseburgers. Kind of blew up from there. One woman came by. She was pregnant and she wanted 6 cheeseburgers. No judgment. She also donated some cheeseburgers to the neighbors. What the fuck, dude? Anyway, it all went viral, and her kid were able to go to McDonald's staff, or someone was able to meet up with the company mascots, take photos, and enjoy some chicken McNuggets. Oh boy. Look at this kid and his cheeseburgers. Look at that fucking smile. Like, this guy knows what he... Look at this guy. He knows what's going on. He knows what he did. And here's the headliner. A man wearing a Sonic mask tried to rob a bank in Florida. You gotta go fast. Local police were dispatched in response to an attempted bank robbery in Florida. According to a witness on the scene, the man entered the back wearing a Sonic the Hedgehog mask and wielding a large hammer. You're too slow, guys. He entered the Florida Credit Union. He was wearing a Sonic mask, wielding a hammer, demanding money from the bank teller. According to the folks inside the bank at the time, the man used his hammer to bang on the window, separating the subject from the teller. He continued to demand cash from the employee while banging numerous times on the window. Another bank employee at the credit union confronted the Sonic bandit, and the suspect stopped slamming the window with his hammer and then escaped on foot before police arrived in the scene. Everybody's safe, nothing is taken, local police are on it. After attempting to rob the place and escaping on foot, authorities searched the area for any sign of the suspect, but he was apparently too fast, and they found nothing, and no arrest has been made. The police are too slow, guys. Way past cool. Oh, check this out. Look at all these turbines, guys. Wind turbine blades can't be recycled, so they're piling up in landfills. Oh boy, green energy. Companies are searching for ways to deal with the tens of thousands of blades that have reached the end of their lives. A wind turbine's blades can be longer than a Boeing 747 wing, so at the end of their lifespan, they can't just be hauled away. First, you just saw through the fiberglass using a diamond-encrusted industrial saw to create 3 pieces small enough to be strapped to a tractor-trailer. And then, the municipal landfill in Casper, Wyoming, is the final resting place of 870 blades, whose days making renewable energy have come to an end. The severed fragments look like bleached whale bones nestled to each other. That's the end of it for this winter, said the waste technician, watching a bulldozer bury them forever in the sand. We'll get the rest when the weather breaks this spring. Tens of thousands of aging blades are coming down from steel towers around the world, and most have nowhere to go but in landfills. In the U.S. alone, 8,000 will be removed in each of the next 4 years. Europe has 38,000 or 3,800 coming down. Jesus Christ, guys. Built to withstand hurricane-force winds, the blades can't easily be crushed, recycled, or repurposed. That has created an urgent search for alternatives in places that lack wide-open prairies. In the U.S., they go to the handful of landfills that will accept them, in Lake Mills, Iowa, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and in Casper, where they will be interred in stacks that reach 30 feet under. The wind turbine blade will be there ultimately forever. Most landfills are considered a dry tomb. The last thing we want to do is create even more environmental challenges. Look at them, guys. You can't use them for anything else, so they just stack up. Damn. Yeah, so I've been thinking nuclear really is the way to go. Wind turbines, they have their problems. Solar and water have their problems. Nuclear, though, nuclear's the way to go. So no one wants to fucking have a nuclear power plant in their backyard. Can you eat them? Female Virginia science teacher, 28 years old, is charged with possession of child pornography after cops find photos and videos of sexual abuse on Snapchat. Jesus Christ. Christine Knizer, 28, a general science teacher at Washington Irving Middle School in Springfield, now finds herself facing 2 felony counts of possession of child porn. Fairfax County Police say they received a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children that someone with a Fairfax County IP address was in possession of child pornography photos. An ensuing investigation found that the IP address was connected to the Knizer's home in Springfield, and detectives later determined that she lives at the house alone. They then found the photos and videos of child sexual abuse on her social media. Police say that none of the victims appear to be her students at the middle school, where she taught general science, nor from her previous employment at Key Middle School in Franconia. Jesus Christ, dude. What the fuck? School officials have said they were made aware of the charges against her, and she is now on leave. While investigators have not identified any offenses related to the school is cooperating with the police as they investigate this serious matter. School officials also noted that counselors and social workers will be made available to students and their families. In the meantime, police say they would like to hear from anyone with information about any other cases involving Knizer. Jesus Christ, dude. It feels like every week there's a new story about, like, a young, at least, mid to moderately attractive woman who's working as a teacher who ends up being a pedo. What the fuck? Tory bid to revive failed porn block ban could put LGBT users at risk. Porn websites in Britain will soon be legally required to verify user ages as the government ministers revive the so-called porn block ban. I know they tried this like a few years ago. I think back then Sargon was against it. I wonder how he feels about it now. But back then Sargon was against it, and it ended up failing. Ministers said on Tuesday that the online safety bill, expected to reach the House of Commons in March, will be tweaked to shield children from explicit materials, to keep under 18s away from porn sites. Users will have to provide personal data such as their credit card and passport details to prove they're over 18. The measures will apply to commercial porn sites as well as subscriber-based content platforms such as OnlyFans. How such checks will be enforced are not yet clear, and it will be up to companies to decide how to comply with the new regulations. The Department for Digital, Culture, Media, and Support said that other potential age verification checks could include reviewing a user's age against mobile phone provider data. If a provider fails to comply, media watchdog Ofcom would be given the power to impose fines of up to 10% of the company's annual turnover and even block them from operating in Britain via blacklists issued to the country's ISPs. Parents deserve peace of mind that their children are protected online from seeing things that no child should see. We are now strengthening the online safety bill so it applies to all porn sites to ensure we are achieving our aim of making the internet a safer place for children. And of course, for some reason, they're saying that it's going to disproportionately hurt LGBT plus users. But why? It's just banning porn. Is porn inherently LGBT? Like, I'm not agreeing with banning porn, but how is it LGBT? I don't understand. Okay, all right. I'm gonna pick up the pace for the last few ones, just because Naomi's now arrived home. So. Washington Post deletes tweet that George Floyd was shot by the police. Did you guys see this on Twitter? Did you guys see this shit? The Washington Post deleted a tweet on Monday that wrongly indicated that George Floyd was shot and killed while in Minneapolis police custody 2 years ago. Look at this tweet. On May 25th, 2020, George Floyd was shot and killed in police custody. His death sparked outrage, wide-scale protests, and calls to change policing. 2 years later, what has or hasn't changed? And then the article said, how have things changed in your community since George Floyd's death? He was shot and killed in police custody. Oh my God, they did it on their website and on the tweet. Like, how do you fuck up this badly? Guys, how do you fuck it up? Yes, the error was corrected a short time later, but still, like, dude. Okay, whether or not you think he was overdosing, or whether or not you think he was choked out by Derek Chauvin, or whether or not you think it was both, because it was probably both, he wasn't shot by the cops. It's not what happened. Yeah. It's not what fucking happened, dude. Like a lot. How do you fuck up this badly? The New York Post has reached out to the Washington Post seeking comment on the errant tweet and reference to a fatal shooting. They're not going to fucking reply to you, dude. They are not going to reply to you. They're just going to let that shit slide. They deleted the tweet, they edited the article, and that's that. Man who had penis ripped off as a child now has an 8-inch bionic replacement. Dude. A man whose penis was ripped off as a child has been fitted with an 8-inch bionic replacement. Muhammad Abad, at 43 years old, has undergone a pioneering surgery over the last 3 years to have the new, fully functioning penis fitted. He lost his genitals in a horrific accident at age 6, where he was hit by a car and dragged for 600 yards. Surgeons started crafting a proper replacement 3 years ago with a skin graft taken from his arm. Abad's manhood has 2 tubes along its length, which inflate with fluid when he presses a button on his testicles. When you want a bit of action, you press the on button, and when you are finished, you press another button. It takes seconds. He is divorced and currently single. He just had his final operation. I have a pump in my testicles, so when I want to have sex, I pump it up, inflate it, and the fluid makes its way into the tubes, and it gives me an erection. And after that, I deflate it when I'm finished. Wow. Go power penis. Biden administration to fund crack pipe distribution to advance racial equity. The $30 million program will provide smoking kits to vulnerable communities. Wow. The $30 million grant program, which closed applications Monday and will begin in May, will provide funds to nonprofits and local governments to help make drug use safer for addicts. Included in the grant, which is overseen by the Department of Health and Human Services, are funds for smoking kits and supplies. A spokesman for the agency told the Washington Free Beacon that these kits will provide pipes for users to smoke crack cocaine, crystal methamphetamine, and any other illicit substance. HHS said the kits aim to reduce the risk of infection when smoking substances with glass pipes, which can lead to infections through cuts and sores. Applicants for the grants are prioritized even if they treat a majority of underserved communities, including African Americans and LGBTQ plus persons, as established under President Joe Biden's executive order on advancing racial equity. Democrat-run cities like San Francisco and Seattle have distributed smoking kits to residents. Some local governments, however, have in recent years backed away from their smoking kit programs over concerns that they enable drug abuse. Louisville, Kentucky, is it Kentucky? I don't know. For example, allowed convenience stores to sell smoking kits, but later banned them. Legislators in Maryland ditched their distribution plan after facing backlash from local law enforcement and African American leaders. If we look at more of a preventative campaign as opposed to an enabling campaign, I think it will offer an opportunity to have safer communities with fewer people who are dependable on these substances. This is kind of my this is in my harm reduction video and the pros and cons of harm reduction. But yeah. So, did the Biden administration fund crack pipes to advance racial equity? In early 2022, the Biden administration endeavored to advance racial equity by distributing crack pipes to drug users. The rating was not true or false, but rather outdated. So maybe it was once true and then not true otherwise? It was updated with the U.S. Department of Health and using pipes. Oh, so they were once including pipes, and then they took the pipes out. Okay, I guess that's why you have backlash to stop this crazy fucking shit. Oh god. Okay. So, as always, support the channel, $5 club, Patreon subscribers to our YouTube memberships, and the Twitch.tv sub button. $100 to the PayPal. $5 club for life. P.O. Box. Mail me your garbage. And let's read the super chats before I get out of here. And yes, this is the weekly sip for this week. Tomorrow I will be busy tomorrow morning. I'll be somewhere else. So I had to do it today. But you know what? There will be a video tomorrow. Okay? You're not going to go with nothing. There will still be a video tomorrow. Weekly sip is on Saturday today. It's just a quirk of my weird fucking life right now and all the weird shit that's going on. Let's read the super chats, okay? Super chats. Where did you go? The Real Holtzner for $5. Dev, can you post links to these sites? I'd love to have them as a reference. Really? I guess I could. I could post them in the description or something, sure. D13 for $10. Thank you very much. I think that there are still people who erroneously conflate kink stuff with LGBT. Yeah, there are people. There's like all sides here. There's like some people who conflate it and they're like, what the fuck? Like, why we need to ban LGBT stuff because they're doing kink stuff. And then there's people on the LGBT side who purposely try to inflate it themselves. They're like, yes, of course. Being gay means that I should be able to in public, in front of children, take a giant steaming shit on another man's chest. Why the fuck not? And it's like, shut up. Jesus Christ. Real Holsteiner for $5. Benjamin Boyce did a couple interviews with parents who noticed substantial mental problems in their children after being exposed to CRT trainings. Yeah, is that true? Dude, DM me that shit on Discord. DM me that shit. Holsteiner for $10. Thank you. Hope you're well. Thank you for pointing out the silliness of the 10 stages. Seems like a total reach. Also, that creating severe mental harm definition could fit other groups as well. Yeah, that's why I don't... Yeah, the whole stage 5 of genocide thing, like, Lilith's just wrong on that. Lilith's a good friend of mine, and I'm not just going to disparage her, like, meaninglessly, because it's, why... Like, should I just burn a fucking friendship on the internet for the chats, like... So that the chat can be entertained? Is like, no, that's kind of ridiculous. But I've noticed that, like, when it comes to trans stuff specifically, not anything else, but specifically trans topics, Lilith is regularly wrong. And I think it's because it's very close to her heart. So I don't blame her. But there are times that I'm just like, listen, you're not wrong about you're wrong about this. And like, if you were more objective, maybe you could see it. But like, she is trans, so it's tough when you're directly affected by some things. You know what I mean? So no, but no. Whenever Lilith and I have a serious disagreement, we talk about it in private. But there's no reason for me to just be like, Lilith, I know we do a show together, but I'm just gonna shit on her in public. And it's like, no, guys, no. I still like Lilith, and she's still a great friend, and she's still pretty smart, and usually correct on most things, just not on some things. That's just how it is sometimes. Welfare check, $5. Thank you. I'm about 15 minutes behind, lol, but thank you for all your content. Watching for years now. Well, thanks very much, man. Doomcrew, $5. What did I miss? I was at a BBQ for my mom's college graduation. We had brats, hot dogs, and hamburgers. Nice, dude. Hope you enjoyed. Dead there for $5. Thank you. If tolerance and compromise are no longer possible, these people are getting helicopter rides. Wonder how gung-ho they'd be after that. Yeah, that was kind of crazy, where they just outright say, yeah, we're not going to compromise you anymore. We're just going to get what we want. And it's like, okay, well then, why should they, like, tolerate you? Do you just want open war? Okay, that's how you get it. C. Thomas Peasant for $5. Thanks. I swear, Slacktivists always want to replace historical names with some no-name imaginary friend of theirs who has no value to our dying culture. Yeah, I'm kind of done with that shit too, you know. I'm very done with the whole renaming things and tearing down statues. Like, fuck off. Fuck off. Diddler for $2. Canadian Fat Bat. Thanks. Fucker. Colby Laughter. $5. I can't buy you, but I can at least buy you a donut and coffee. Yes, you can. Thank you very much. $1 from Chocolate Bar 999. Dude, thank you. Shaker Silver for $5. E3 would be relevant if they never closed doors for consumers and became press only. Publishers had no reason to stick around just for the press. Yep, that's possibly what happened, yeah. Yeah, maybe. Junior Jandal, how's the garden growing? I think I answered this before, but the garden's doing pretty well. I'll have another video for you as the summer continues. Is there? Oh, yeah. Hold on. Doomer Politics super chatted during the premiere of my Vosh is unironically evil video. His video. I wasn't even in town during that. I was off the grid when that video was premiering. I don't even know what happened during that premiere. But Doomer Politics super chats to his own video that I'm mirroring $4.20 saying this video sucks. That's fucking hilarious. Okay. I think that's that. It's time for me to go. Naomi is tapping her foot, waiting impatiently. So I need to leave. Sorry for the strange week this week. Me being out of town. Me not being around tomorrow morning to do the SIP. And then also next week's going to be a bunch of E3 shit. It's going to be a bit rocky here for a little bit. But you know what? I will hopefully be back to relatively normal soon. And I'm going to aim to do a video for you tomorrow. Okay? Also, I should be back in time for Arch's campaign. The Skaven campaign, Arch's channel, tomorrow afternoon. So I'll see you there. Have a good one. Bye.